Hello, my dear ones. Today we will talk about self love, self care, and reasons why many people don't love themselves. Yes, today is March 14th, and I do still have my Christmas decorations up. I still have my Christmas tree. I love Christmas decorations. I love Christmas trees, and actually, all these decorations I did it myself. I chose every piece in different stores. Actually, I love decorating for Christmas, and usually I put up my Christmas tree and decorations any time of the year when I want, and I take them out again any time of the year I want. I don't really live with societal programming like putting up Christmas tree before Christmas, removing them after New Year, and other programs that actually we'll talk about in the next video, probably not today, how society program people about especially around these holidays. But today we will talk about self-love, okay? So let's start with this one. This is world statistics. Many people deep down, and it's over 90%, don't love themselves and do not accept themselves. And it starts early in childhood, and I will tell you the reasons why it happens. Okay, it can happen because of criticism by parents, by teachers, by any family member around us, by our siblings, by peers, like our classmates in school. Basically, people don't accept us as who we are. They criticize maybe our certain personality traits, our certain talents. Sometimes they may criticize us just because they're jealous. Maybe you're a great basketball player at school, and a lot of your peers make fun of you. So you stop loving yourself. Like eventually it all builds up from childhood to teenage years to adulthood, and it turns into a trauma, and people stop loving themselves unconditionally. So there is always a condition, and conditions unfortunately come from society, culture, religion, and traditions. I'm not against any cultural traditions or religions, but I'm just telling you as it is, okay? Unfortunately, society teaches us from our childhood that in order for us to accept ourselves fully, to love ourselves fully, we have to achieve and have certain things, okay? And I will bring you an example. We have to have a great education, like we have to graduate from good college or good university with A plus, with honors. Then we have to get a job with a very reputable big corporation, or build a very profitable business. And then we have to buy a fancy house and a fancy neighborhood, and we have to buy a fancy car, then we have to get married, then we have to have children. It's a really big list, okay? And we all know it's not easy to achieve all of these things. Not everyone can afford to go to university or college, right? Especially in North America, going to a reputable university or college costs a lot of money. Or buying a house, like you have to pay your mortgage these days for like 35 years. And not everyone can build a big career in corporate world. As the competition is big, there are lots of employees, and going up the corporate ladder is not always easy. The same thing with business. These days with economy, especially since 2020, we all know what's going on with businesses. They had to close down many times. Having a profitable business is not easy again. And this is number one. Number two, not everybody wants to have these societal programming things, because life is not a grocery list. Buy a house, buy a car, get married, get children, right? Not everybody wants to go and study in university for 10 years to become a lawyer or doctor, okay? They don't want to be in a huge debt for the rest of their life. Not everybody wants to buy a house, because these days houses are very expensive, especially if you live in North America. People don't want to pay their mortgage for 45 years until the day they die, okay? It's not everybody wants to have children. Some people want to be just child-free and just enjoy their single life maybe. And not everybody wants to have a house, because sometimes people just want to live maybe in a cabin or a van, because everyone is different, and not everybody has to do what society wants us to do, okay? Let's bring an example. How many famous artists or composers, it's just an example, we know who used to live 200-300 years ago. They were poor, they lived in attics, they lived in poor conditions, they did not have a family. But they composed the most amazing music for us that we still play and listen, that brings us so much joy. Or artists who painted amazing paintings that we still enjoy when we go to museums and look at them. So everyone has a different life goal. Not everybody has to follow this grocery list that society created for us. Some people just want to travel the world in their van. Maybe they take amazing videos and pictures and put it on YouTube. And when we're stressed or down or depressed, we go to YouTube, we watch their videos, pictures, and it brings us so much joy, and we feel happy. So everyone in this world has their own mission, has their own goals, and somehow help each other. And imagine if, let's say just an example, everyone decides to become a lawyer or a vice president. Who will be a doctor to treat people? Who will be a nurse? Who will be a teacher to teach kids at school? Or who will be professor to teach students at university? So not everybody has to follow this list. And if you don't have anything from that list, don't worry at all. Still love yourself. And we will get to the end. Why I'm saying this, it will be more clear. And oh yeah, another one, very big one that became very, very popular last 2-3 decades. On top of this list that I mentioned, everybody has to look very slender and like a model from magazine cover pages. We all know those photos are all photoshopped, and those models or celebrities, I don't have against anything about them, but they had millions of surgeries to look like that. And when people don't look like them, they feel down, they don't love themselves, their self-esteem goes low. Okay, and now I will tell you what steps you can take on your journey of self-love. Sometimes it can be a long journey if you had really bad childhood, if you went through a lot of traumas in your life. Even if you maybe had a happy childhood, but during your teenage years, your adulthood, you went through a lot of stress, a lot of traumas, okay? So this is how your journey begins. First of all, you have to heal all your traumas. If it started early in childhood, you have to heal all your traumas. You have to do inner child healing. I will do a separate video for that because that's a huge topic, okay? You have to heal your traumas with your parents, whoever brought you trauma basically. If it was your teacher, if it was your peers, maybe you were bullied at school. So basically healing all your traumas would be your first step, okay? And second step is freeing your circle from all toxic people who still tries to bring you down because you don't have those things from that grocery list that society, culture, religion created, okay? If they try to humiliate you, look at you down, and don't respect you because you couldn't get a good education, you couldn't build a good career, you don't have a big wealth. So just try to get rid of toxic people from your environment. By saying get rid of them, I just mean put your boundaries, talk to them to respect you regardless of what you have or you don't have, respecting your lifestyle, respecting whatever you have and who you are right now without any conditions. If they still don't respect your boundaries, please let them go. It can be anyone. I always teach in all my videos. It can be family members, it can be friends, it can be your partner maybe. So basically in our life we can survive without anyone, okay? The most important person in your life is you. And yes, and if you have children, obviously your children, but again, still number one is you. If you're feeling down, depressed, stressed, and if you get mentally ill, who is going to take care of your children? So number one, you have to take care of yourself, okay? So this is second one, freeing your circle from all toxic people who don't respect you, who looks down at you, okay, because you did not achieve apparently what you were supposed to achieve. Third one, always, always, always find time for yourself. And it's not supposed to be on a third week of a third month or at the end of the year when you were completely stressed and busy for 11 and a half months. And it's Christmas time, now you can have 2 or 3 vacations and you can do something for yourself. It's not supposed to be like that. Every day, find time, at least 30 minutes for yourself, at least. Even if lots of chores, tons of laundry, lots of work projects or business projects you have to work on, still leave all of that aside and first find at least 30 minutes, and this is at least, okay? Find 30 minutes to love yourself, to do something you love, to do something that you can show to yourself that you care about yourself. So it can be various things and I will list you, okay? Do your hobbies. Do you like to do crafts? Maybe you have a video, a YouTube channel or a channel or on in TikTok or other social media and you teach something to people, or maybe you're a blogger. Whatever you love doing, do it. Or playing sports helps a lot actually. Do you love to play hockey, skating, martial arts, whatever you like doing, just do it. If it's crafts, go ahead and do it. Actually, crafts calms your nervous system down a lot. If you don't have any hobbies, if you don't like to do any crafts, at least take a walk in nature for 30 minutes or do yoga, or listen to relaxing songs on YouTube. Do at least something, or watch a comedy, your favorite TV show, but preferably not the horror or thriller. Nothing wrong with horror or thrillers. I don't watch those kind of movies, but preferably choose a TV show or movie that calms your nervous system down, and horror and thrillers do the opposite. So try to choose something maybe at least like comedy or something. Okay. Another thing is spending time by yourself. It's very important. Why? Because of programming, because from childhood we're surrounded by families, and later on with our partner, with our partner's friends, with our partner's family, with our own friends, with our coworkers. Let's be honest, every day we spend time, almost all of us, 9 to 10 hours at work, right? The least. With overtimes 9 to 10 hours. So it's very rare when we are just by ourselves. So when we're surrounded by a lot of people, we lose ourselves. When we lose ourselves, we stop loving ourselves actually. So it's very important, at least sometimes, to find time just to be by yourself. It could be hard to understand because everybody knows that when they feel stressed, bored, they call their friends, family members, they go out together to club, to bar, to restaurants, to watch a game, to go to concert. But actually, for our psychology, this is how psychology of humans work. For your conscious and subconscious mind to calm down, to find your truest and deepest dreams and talents, okay? To find your inner peace, you have to be alone sometimes by yourself. I'm not saying every day, but at least sometimes, okay? And many people may say, like, what am I going to by myself? All my life I do everything with someone. You can do pretty much the same thing as you do with your friends or family. Take yourself to a dinner, to a nice restaurant. Go to amusement park if you love it. Actually, if you do something that we enjoy doing in our childhood and we do it as an adult, sometimes it brings us happiness. Why? It cures our inner child, okay? And as I said, I have a separate video for my inner child. It's in my Patreon. First, when I do a video, I put it in my Patreon. And then later on other social medias, okay? It cures your inner child, and actually it brings happiness to your subconscious mind. Go to the zoo if you're animal lover. Go to farms and play with animals. Again, if you're animal lover. Play with your pets if you have pets. You can do a lot of things, or just go to do hiking in the park by yourself. There are a lot of things you can do by yourself, and you will see gradually you will enjoy it. In the beginning, it will feel lonely, and that because of everything happened in the world in the last 2 years with all these lockdowns and stuff, a lot of people became very depressed and stressed because they said they ended up being lonely. They have no idea what they can do with their life now. Actually, you can do pretty much everything by yourself as you used to do with your friends and family. And eventually you're going to enjoy it. Eventually you will love yourself. You will be more self-confident. Just try it. And you know, when you do it after, you can come back and comment in my video and let me know how it goes. Okay. Why I'm saying one more thing, that sometimes we have to be by ourselves. We will be more free from other people's programs, okay? We will be free from other people's advice. We will be free from societal programming. because sometimes I'm not saying it's not good to take advice from your parents. Your parents may give you advice that is not suitable for you anymore. Maybe they got the experience 34 years ago, and our world has changed drastically even in last 2 years, right? Maybe it's not suitable for you anymore. Maybe you need a new insight. Maybe you need to come up with your own solutions for your problems. Again, I'm not saying don't take any advice from parents. Sometimes they can give very wise advice. They have seen a lot in this life. They went through a lot in this life. We're younger. They lived much longer than us. Their advice can be useful sometimes. But again, we're not supposed to fall on somebody else's programming, because every single person's journey in this world is unique, because every single person in this world is unique, and every single personality, talents and abilities is unique. Trust me, even if we're 7 billion, we are each of us unique. That's why every one of us, 7 billion people have different fingerprints, because we're all unique, just our fingerprints. Another thing that helped me to loving myself more, and this method helped a lot of people actually to love themselves more, is to travel. And when I say travel, I don't just mean to the next city or next state or next province. You can travel somewhere far to exotic countries that have very rich culture, very ancient countries with ancient cultures. And I know right now it's still borders are closed and everything. I was lucky enough to travel a lot in many parts of the world, but before 2020, when they opened the borders, I have a huge list. I'm planning to travel more. Try to travel to somewhere you haven't been before, and you can travel by yourself actually. If you want, you can take your friends, you can go with your family. Why I'm saying by yourself, again, you will discover something new about other culture, about other people, about other country, and about yourself. But make sure you're going to a safe and secure country. If you don't feel safe, obviously don't go. Before going somewhere, obviously I do my research, I book hotels, I choose safe neighborhoods, okay? So I make sure, first of all, you are safe, okay? And your maybe tour guide, tour agent can help you to find these kind of destinations. When you go, you can go to all-inclusive hotels. Like I know a lot of people go somewhere near countries, all-inclusive, lots of partying and alcohol. This one is good too. We have to party, we have to have fun and enjoy our life, okay? But this one is a different type of trip. I used to do this kind of trips too. Maybe I will again when borders are open. But trips I'm talking about, it's very different. It's hard to explain, but maybe some of you already did it. I went to countries, I will just name some of them: Nepal, Tibet, China, Bali. It's just only few of them. I've been in many, many places. They have very, very rich culture. I found a lot of inner peace, and I learned a lot about different types of meditations. I met with interesting teachers. I met with interesting people. I spoke with local people. I learned about the culture actually. And I learned to be stress-free because especially if we live in the West, we're always running and rushing, and we always have a huge to-do list, and we do them one by one, we cross them, and we have a new to-do list. So we completely forget about ourselves. What about our soul? What about our heart? What about our feelings? So by going to those trips, I learned not to rush. I learned to stop and smell the flowers, smell the roses. I I found myself a lot actually. And if you feel like you completely lost yourself, and you feel like you don't like yourself, you haven't done enough in yourself, you haven't achieved anything, try to go to these kind of trips. These are different trips. You will need a longer time actually. 1 week is definitely not enough just to get to Bali. It took me like almost 3 days to be on my way, okay, but it worth it. It totally worth it. I enjoyed it a lot. And yes, these kind of trips are one of them where you can find yourself. The more you find yourself, the more you will be free from societal programming. The more you are free from societal programming, the more you will start loving yourself unconditionally. Okay? And another thing, very interesting one, when we love ourselves unconditionally, we love everyone around us unconditionally too. We will not accept our partner or children to be successful, to buy a big house, to buy a fancy car, to graduate from a prestigious university. Okay, we will just love them as they are. It's good to have goals. I graduated from so many universities, institutes, and colleges. I will tell you separately about my biography, and I'm writing a book about it. And it's good to have goals. It's good to be successful. I am very successful at what I do, and I always been, okay. It's not bad to buy a nice house, but as I'm saying, this is not everybody's cup of tea. You have to do it if you really enjoy doing it. You have to buy something if you really need it, and if you go and study something, make sure you love that subject, you love the program you chose. And one more thing about self-love, when you love yourself, you will attract good people in your circle. So there won't be any kind of narcissists who will put you down. There won't be any kind of people who will humiliate you, and there won't be people in your circle who will love you unconditionally. Only when you're pretty healthy and wealthy. So your circle will start changing too. So when you start loving yourself, don't be surprised when your circle changes. Okay, it's actually a good change. Okay, and when you love yourself, you will attract good situations. You will attract good customers. You will attract good projects for your business. You will attract good projects at work if you work for someone. So basically, the more you love yourself, the better your life will be. Okay? Don't forget about it. Always love yourself. Always respect yourself. Don't let anyone to disrespect you. Because when someone says something disrespectful towards you, it's not always something wrong with you, okay? They may say it out of jealousy and envy. They may say it because they just don't like you for some reason. Maybe you have the job that they wanted to have. Maybe you live in a house that they wanted to have. So stop listening to other people's opinions and start listening to your inner voice more. And your inner voice always should say good and kind things. Don't criticize yourself for the past mistakes. Forgive yourself and forgive others. You have to free your soul and heart from garbage from the past. That's why I said the number one step to journey of self-love is healing from your past. I hope this video helped you. And if you want to watch a video, if you want me to make more video on certain subjects, please comment below. You can follow me on Instagram. I will put a link below as well. You can DM me and I will try to create that video for you. And subscribe to my channel. If you find it helpful, like it. And if you need, if you think that someone needs to watch this video and this video would be helpful for them, please share. And if you feel like it but don't feel obligated, you can donate. There is a link below in my Patreon and PayPal. I love you a lot, and I wish every single human being in this world to be loved unconditionally. I hope there will come a day when everyone will love themselves unconditionally and will love everyone around them unconditionally as well, regardless of their achievement, regardless of their educations, regardless of their religion or cultural background, regardless of anything. I love everyone. I think every person is amazing in this world. In every person you can find something good, believe me. I love you a lot and wish you lots of happiness, wish you lots of love, and wish you amazing and happy and harmonious life. I love you a lot.